Hey everyone, I've been asked on numerous occasions what my thoughts on the Xbox One's reveal are. I've done a podcast with Andy, and if you have not yet seen it, definitely watch it. But I definitely want to do it more on a personal level, like not with him talking as well. But I have to say, bluntly and straight to the point, if you buy the Xbox One, you're an idiot. And the reason why I have to be an asshole about it is that you're only going to support corporate bullshit and you're going to support anti consumer practices. When I buy a game, I have every fucking right to resell it, to redo whatever I want with it. If I want to fling it like a frisbee and, have my dog eat it, I can do so. If I want to give it to a friend after beating it, I have every right to do so. But Microsoft is taking these rights away from you. And to purchase this console the way it currently is, which, by the way, I think it's in Microsoft's best interest to perform a 180 on this. And yes, pun intended. At E3, they better do what's right. They need to turn around and say, look, we were misinforming you guys. This is not the case. It's not going to be mandatory installs. It's not going to be locked down to one game disc per console or account. They need to do this because from what we're hearing right now, from what's being said, if let's say you have multiple users in one household, and let's say I buy the game and I want my girlfriend to play it as well, under her own account on the Xbox One, I would have to actually pay money just so her account can play the game. Even though it's on the same physical console, even though it's in the same physical household, because there's a different user account on the system, you're going to have to pay a fee. And, this goes against the philosophy of what they were trying to push off. You're saying this is an all-in-one device. This is a one device does all. This is supposed to be the center of your household. Well, name one fucking household that doesn't have a family? You're advertising this to families, but yet you're going to understand that a family is not going to share one account. A family is going to have separate accounts. It's the same thing that's bullshit with Xbox Live. I really do believe that Xbox Live Gold should be per console basis, not per user. And primary example is my brother has gold on his Xbox. I don't, because to me, I don't play the Xbox enough to warrant having a gold account. But when he and myself want to play Black Ops 2 online, I'm just throwing in a second controller. We're doing fucking split screen. His account has gold. My account doesn't. But if I want to play online with him, I have to be a guest account under his account. It's bullshit. I can't play online even though he has gold. I have to have gold too to play on the same fucking console online with split screen. That's the bullshit that Microsoft has been spewing since the launch of the fucking system. And this is just one step beyond that bullshit. You shouldn't be paying to watch Netflix on your Xbox 360. That's another bullshit thing. But it's a business practice that you dumbass Xbots have been supporting since day one. You've been supporting that bullshit. You've supported, advertisements on your dashboard. You've supported the whole, you have to pay $60 a year to access Last.fm, Twitter, Facebook, Netflix, to access, a simple feature that's for free on a PlayStation 3. And, before you guys say, oh, you're just a PS3 fanboy, watch my fucking videos. I'm not a PS3 fanboy. I mean, if anything, I think the Xbox 360 at this point is a little bit more reliable these days. But Sony did it right. They came out and they were saying, hey, look, we're going to have a premium service. I was worried. I was worried they were going to do the same stupid shit that Microsoft's been doing since 2005. I mean, hey, they've been doing it since the original Xbox, which in a way I can see how it was acceptable then. With the original Xbox, it had online connectivity from the get-go. Yeah, the service didn't start, I think, for a few years later, but, they were the only ones that had a well-fine-tuned service last generation. And, by all means, look, the PlayStation 2 Online was shit. It really was. I mean, it was ill-conceived and it was half-assed. But Sony did it right with PSN. PSN's been fine. Yeah, you don't have cross-game chat, which I'm pretty sure they're going to fucking add it this time around. But, for years, Xbox 360 owners who feel that the Xbox Live service has been good to them have, come up with stupid reasons why they can justify paying $60 a year. Look at it this way. If you weren't paying that $60 a year, you've been able to buy an additional game per year without any extra expense. Look at it this way with Sony. PlayStation Plus, I have to say, right now is actually looking very fucking enticing. When it first came out, nope. To me, I was like, oh yeah, I get a few games that have been out for years. But lately, they're giving you games like Sleeping Dogs. They're giving you games like Infamous 2. They're giving you full-fledged fucking PS Vita games, which, unfortunately, you can't take advantage of it if you only have a 4 gig memory card. But it's becoming more enticing, where, to me, I can see myself paying the $50 a year if they continue continue the games that they've been adding onto the service that you can just download and play. And I think that they're adding value to a subscription service. Microsoft, on the other hand, they're saying that, well, everything that is supposed to be free, we're going to put a paywall on, and you guys just supported it. If you guys honestly don't like it, you should have canceled your subscription years ago. When they said, hey, we're going to bump up the price of the subscription by $10 because we're adding more services to you guys, and, we've been undervaluing our service. Bullshit, you've been undervaluing it. You've been overvaluing it. And, when you see advertisements on your fucking dashboard every day, and I mean, look, I've gone through it. I'm currently borrowing my brother's Xbox 360. I didn't realize how fucked up it is. There's an ad on every fucking page of the Blade system, or they don't call it the Blade system anymore, but every page. When you have your main home, you have your games, apps, your music, your TV shows / movies, everything but social and your system settings and the Bing search have fucking ads on them. And you guys still pay $60 a year to play online. This is the bullshit that's only going to get worse if you dumbasses support the Xbox One. And I have to say this, for the sake of gamers everywhere, you have to call it as it is. It is bullshit, and if you buy it, you are just as fucking bad as Microsoft. If you buy it without Microsoft changing the announcement that they made, you're an idiot, and you're only hurting everyone around you. You're making it where if Microsoft succeeds in this bullshit where you're paying, $60 a year for your Xbox Live Gold, then on top of that, you're going to have to pay a used game fee for every other fucking member in your house that wants to play the game. You're not going to be able to trade in your game, so good luck, if you buy a game that sucks. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so you're not going to be able to buy used games for the system. You're going to have to install every fucking thing. You run out of storage, so you're going to have to plug in an additional hard drive into the thing. You have to use Kinect, which obviously people don't like that either. So now, if Microsoft gets away with all of that bullshit, who's to stop Sony from doing the same thing? Right now, Sony is being smart, saying, hey, look, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to cut off used games. Most people forget that Sony was actually considering it for the PlayStation 3. They were considering a system where you had to punch in a code for every fucking game. It had to be tied to your account, and good luck trading it to someone else because it would be useless. They eventually decided not to do it, but the system is still there. I mean, you look at PSN Pass, it's basically just a derivative of it. There's nothing that really could stop Sony and Microsoft from activating a similar scheme to their current consoles. The system has always been in place. So really, guys, think about it. If you guys are going to buy the Xbox One, you are just being a poor consumer. You really are. Now, I will say this. If Microsoft at E3 this year says, look, I'm pretty sure the PR bullshit they're going to spew is, they're going to say, well, there is a lot of confusion, and they're going to say confusion. They're going to say there's a lot of confusion as to the information that has been released from our Xbox One reveal. People have been misinformed as to how our system will work, and they're gonna like tune it as if it was a miscommunication problem rather than them being retarded and then backing away from their retardation. And that's what they're gonna do. If they want to see this fucking system actually take off, they're gonna have to go back on what they said this past week. They're gonna have to not do that stupid use game shit. They're going to have to make it where you don't have to have the system connected online once every 24 hours, which is the current setup. So good luck taking your system on vacation. Hey, it's a rainy day. I really can't go out and enjoy myself, so I'm just going to play Xbox. But my hotel room doesn't have internet, so, how the fuck am I going to play? Or if there's an internet outage in your area, good luck. You can't play offline single-player modes because you didn't, check in the last 24 hours. You see, this is just a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit. And you're going to have idiots out there. The press are going to say, but piracy is a problem, blah, blah, blah. They have to do this. No, they don't. They don't have to do this. They want to do this because it gives them absolute control over your purchases. They want to kill GameStop. They don't want GameStop. It's the same shit with the online pass. EA and Sony and Ubisoft, they all declared war on used games because they just want every fucking cent to go into their pockets instead of actually embracing a community, embracing a market that has been successful with used games being thrown in the mix. And this is just a big issue, guys. You guys need to wake up, smell the fucking roses here, and understand that these companies do not have your interests, your best interests in their mind. They don't. And Microsoft clearly showed this with the reveal of the Xbox One. They didn't take into consideration any of the complaints people have had. Now, will the system be more reliable? Who knows? I mean, the thing looks basically like the internals of that system look exactly like the Xbox 360 Slim model. I think it's going to be more reliable in the long term because I think a lot of the problems were just poor designs in the beginning. But you guys just really need to think about it before you click that pre-order button, before you click that order now button, before you stand in line to buy this hunk of shit. You need to just really think, wait and see until at the end of E3. If they still don't fucking change their mind, I would highly, highly recommend you guys skip the Xbox One altogether. So this is Jack the Bomb signing off. These are my beliefs. I just can't stand by and let it be. I have to say something. And I think IGN, Game Trailers, 1UP, Ziff Davis, all those different companies that, do video game news, they need to do the video game community justice and tell it as it is. Stop with this whole, we need to do damage control for Microsoft because, oh God, they're lining our pockets with ad money. No, you need to do the gamer service. Do them right. Tell it as it is.